What's up? What's going on? Hey, it's Joe Devation, aka Joe Moss here, and welcome to another episode of Finding Your Water. And I'm your host, and I'm excited about today's topic. The title is Breaking the Mold: Manhood Beyond the Stereotypes. And there are so many definitions about what a man is and what a man isn't. And there's this whole thing about masculinity, about going on today in this world. But I just want to shed some light on a few things, because being a man has basically has changed over the years as far as when it comes to definition, unfortunately. But God lays it out from the beginning about what what a man is. And so if we go to Genesis 1:27, it says, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them." And so, it's written right there, but we like to, for some reason, create our own definition for everything that's going on and the things that are going on in this world today. And so, today I really want to talk about, what it means to be a better man, and how being a better man is not just about what you do, but it's also who you are. And to become a better man, you need to embrace this hero mindset that we have written in this book that I wrote called Make God Famous: How to Go from Villain to Hero to Beyond Your Best Self. And if you haven't picked up that book, I would suggest going over to Amazon, grabbing a copy of that, and that's really going to help you on your journey to the best version of yourself. And today's talk is for whether you're male, whether you're female. It's just for human beings, for us to kind of look at some things and get a better understanding of who and what a man is in society today, and what are some ways that we can get together and become better men. So one of the things when we talk about hero actually stands for humble, encouraging, reliable, and over the top with your gift. Okay, so being humble means recognizing that you don't know everything. And that's huge, because some of us think that we know it all. There's no way. There's just too much information out there. There's no way that you know it all. And so we also want to be open to learning from others. Encouraging simply means, lifting people up and helping them become the best versions of themselves. It makes no sense that in this day and age, you have people that can't compliment somebody else. You have people that cannot say, "Good job, you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for all that you do." It is super alarming on how that all works. I really don't get it. I really don't understand it. But it's a true thing that kind of goes on out there, So we want to make sure that we stay encouraging, because encouragement goes a long way. I'm telling you, it's just something special about being encouraged. So another thing is that being reliable means helping people become, basically reliable means that, you're going to keep your word and you're going to follow through on your commitments. There's so many people that talk a good game. "Oh, I'll be there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." But then they just, when it actually comes down to it, they don't show up. They're not reliable. But you want to be a person of your word, right? And being over the top with your gift means giving generously without reservation. So becoming a better man is also about becoming your best self. It's about embracing your strengths and weaknesses, right? And working on them to become a better person. That's going to be key. Can you become a better person. It's about recognizing that we all have something unique to offer, and that by working together, we can achieve great things. But here's the sad part. Unfortunately, many of us have been conditioned to see other men as competitors rather than allies. I'm going to say that again. That we have been conditioned to see other men as competitors rather than allies. And so we've been taught that the only way to succeed is to be better than everybody else. But this is a flawed way of thinking. It's a misconception. So we need to help complete each other, not compete against each other. So we all need to keep a growth mindset. A growth mindset is believing that we can always learn and improve. You know, once you get to the place where you believe that you are a know-it-all and that you have it all figured out and you don't need help from anybody else, that's when trouble comes. Because if nobody can teach you anything, you know what I mean? If you're in a place where, you know, you're unwilling to grow and develop, you're just going to be in a bad place, and you're not going to be any good to anybody else. So let's take the example of the Avengers from Marvel Universe. Each superhero has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. But when they come together to fight a common cause, they become stronger. They realize that they need each other in order to succeed. So fellow men, listen to me good. Let's embrace a hero mindset, and let's become our best selves and help complete each other. Let's keep a growth mindset and recognize that we can always learn and improve. And always remember that by helping each other, we all become stronger. So these are some of the things we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be addressing, and we're going to dig into this a little bit deeper because, you know, I think that what happens is that we get these different mindsets. And so today what happens is that masculinity can be defined in many ways depending on, you know, cultural, historical, and social context. Okay, so however, generally, masculinity refers to a set of behaviors, attributes, and characteristics that are traditionally associated with being male. So this may include traits such as physical strength, courage, independence, assertiveness, and competitiveness. All right. Well, just stick with me. I know I talked about competition. I'm not saying competition is bad. I'm just saying that sometimes when we're trying to compete against each other, we really should be trying to complete each other. That's huge. But we're going to get more into that. So historically, masculinity has been associated with a certain gender roles, such as being the provider, the protector, a leader of the family or community. However, the definition of masculinity has evolved over time. And today it's increasingly, okay, it's not the same. It's defined a little bit different than it has been in the past. Okay. So I want you to think about what your definition of masculinity is. Okay. Get into your mind right now. What do you think it is? What do you believe that it is? Okay. Because we know increasingly that it has evolved over time. And today is recognized that gender roles are not fixed or universal, but rather they are shaped by the culture and social influences. So it's important to note that there is no one correct definition of masculinity, and that the definition can vary widely depending on individual and cultural perspectives. All right. So it comes down to how you see it and the different things you've been exposed to. So as such, it is essential to approach masculinity with an open, okay, and inclusive mindset, recognizing that there's a wide range of ways that people can express their gender identity and that gender is a complex and multifaceted concept. Okay, but we must understand that staying within the construes of what the Bible talks about will help us clarify our definition and things in that regards. Okay, so there are several misconceptions that I want to go over first when it comes to masculinity. All right, so number one is this: masculinity is solely defined by physical strength. While physical strength is often associated with masculinity, it is not the only or even the most important factor. Listen, traits such as emotional resilience, empathy, and communication skills are also essential qualities of masculinity. So it's not about just brute strength. I don't know where we got this from. You have to have emotional resilience. Having some empathy, right? And communication skills. They're essential qualities. Okay. Another misconception is that men should be emotionally strong and not show vulnerability. This is a misconception if I've ever heard one. So this is a harmful misconception that perpetuates the idea that men should suppress their emotions and not seek help when they need it. Listen, in reality, it takes strength and courage to acknowledge and express emotions. And seeking help when needed is a sign of resilience. So getting the help that you need when you need it is a clear sign of strength. And for some reason, we've gotten it twisted over the years. Men are supposed to cry, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I'm just like, what are we doing? It doesn't make you weak because you cry. It doesn't make you weak because, you're just in a situation where you may feel a little bit vulnerable. So let's get our lives, get our lives together when it comes to those things. Number 3 is that men are naturally aggressive and competitive. Now listen, while aggression and competitiveness are often associated with masculinity, they are not innate qualities. Okay? So men, like women, can exhibit a range of behaviors and traits. And these are shaped by a variety of environmental, social, and cultural factors. Right? If you grew up in a place where, played on playgrounds and things that, play basketball or whatever it may be, there's always there's a competitive nature and an aggressiveness that comes out when you're trying to prove yourself, prove your game or your skills and things that you have, right? But I mean, it's not necessarily that we are born with it per se, right? There's a lot of things that in our environment and social and cultural factors that really mold and shape those things. Number 4 is that masculinity is fixed and unchanging. So the concept of masculinity is not fixed and unchanging, but it's dynamic and evolving. Okay, so what is considered masculine in one culture or time period may not be the same in another. Okay, so it's important to recognize that masculinity is a complex and multifaceted concept that can vary widely depending on an individual and cultural perspectives. Okay, so just understand that it's not fixed. Okay, the concept of it not evolving or changing is not true. Similar to what having a growth mindset. And number 5, when we talk about misconceptions about masculinity, is that masculinity is only relevant to men. All right, so masculinity is often viewed as purely male concept. However, it's important to recognize that masculinity can be relevant to women, okay, in a sense where what happens is this. If you grow up, sometimes when you grow up in a single parent home where you just have the woman or just have a mother, the mother has to take on traits and has to take on roles sometimes to be tough on her son. Now it forces her to go, well, I'm gonna say go away from, but it forces her to have a natural toughness to kind of, I guess, try to make up for some of the things that may be relevant or some of the things that a male should be present for. Okay, so let's give you an example. So what happens is that sometimes, I believe that the part of the mother's job is to raise a son from a baby to a boy. Okay? And I believe that the male should be to take it from a boy to a man, right? And that's just my own personal beliefs of the matter. Now you may disagree and you may believe differently. Okay? And that's okay, and I'm open to that discussion. And that's okay, but the biggest thing is that when people their backs up against the wall and they're forced to do something that may not necessarily, how do I want to put this? May not necessarily be a part of their natural order of who they are. It puts them in a position where now they have to operate as someone else. But I truly believe that mothers are great at nurturing, okay? But when they have to dig down deep and try to find a side that may not necessarily be there, it makes it difficult. It makes it very, very difficult. It makes it very, very tough. And so knowing your role and being in position to be the best version of yourself when it comes to those things is very, very huge. Okay, so these are just some of the misconceptions when it comes to masculinity, when it comes to men, and we want to figure out, how do we become better, because that's going to be the key. So if you notice at the beginning, I talked about the hero mindset, and we want to dig just a little bit deeper into that because that is huge. So when we talk about the hero mindset, right? So the H in hero stands for humble. And so being humble does not make you weak. People, listen to me. It doesn't make you weak. So admitting when you're wrong and apologizing when necessary is a part of being humble. Being open to feedback and constructive criticism is a way of being humble. Giving credit where credit is due and recognizing the contribution of others. Listen, no one has ever made it to where they are by themselves. Now, you might claim that you are self-made and all this other stuff. And listen, somebody paved the way. Somebody helped you get to the place where you are right now. Even if it's someone that you disagreed with, that drive and determination to prove them wrong actually came from the other person because of your disagreement and your need to say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I can because I will not become a statistic. They still helped you. Okay? So you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So encouraging is E. Basically supporting your friends and loved ones in their goals and dreams, offering words of affirmation and praise, being a good listener, and showing empathy when someone is going through a tough time. Can you put yourself in their shoes and offer some words of encouragement? Can you think about something other than yourself? Okay? And help somebody out in a time of need. This is a big one. R, reliable. Keeping your word and following through on your commitments. I mean, how many people do you know that say they're going to do something and have been saying they're going to do this and do that, and then they never show up? They're never present. They're always about to do something, always about to get it done, always in the process of something, but they never finish, and everything it just becomes talk. Another way of being reliable is showing up for events on time, showing up for meetings on time, being a person that others can count on in both good times and bad times. You know, everybody loves you when things are great. But when things aren't going your way, when things are challenging, when you're not even sure how to get through different situations and things in that regards, that's when you really need people most to be able to lean on them in that regards. But being there for people in good times and bad times is going to be huge. O stands for over the top with your gift. Giving generously to others, whether it's through your time, your resources, or your talents. Going above and beyond what is expected of you. Being a person who is always willing to lend a helping hand or support others in need. Now, I know a lot of people say, you know, when I make it big, I'm going to start helping people. And I shake my head, because if that's not in you now, you're going to be just as stingy with millions as you are with minors, you know, with just minimal, right? You know, you won't even round up your change for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like, you can't, you got to get your 30 cents back. Like, you couldn't even round up, you know, or, you know, during times where they're doing different donations at places and ask, you know, can you give $1? Can you donate $2 or $3 or $5 or $10 towards a cause? You know, you know, when you check out, you know, and it's just like, and your answer is no. So if you can't do it for a few bucks, like, why in the world are you going to give away, you know, thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars? I don't, if it's not there for a few bucks, how's it going to be there when you think that you're going to, I don't know how that works. You're going to have to explain that one to me, because I don't see how that's going to happen in the long run. But anyways, maybe you have a greater understanding of how that works. But if you're going to be generous, you know, and over the top with your gift, and you're going to be giving, you know, do so now. You have the opportunity now. And then when you grow, you'll be in a place where you'll be able to share and grow more. So that's kind of where we are, you know. Ultimately, you know, being able to think like a hero is about being a person of integrity and character. You know, what do you do when no one else is looking? If you know, what decisions do you make when you know you're not going to get caught and no one's looking? Do you still do the right thing? Are you still faithful? Do you still do the things that will put you in a good light when no one's watching and you know you're not going to get caught? That's who you really are. Because you're willing to cut corners and to cheat and do things that really don't have anything to do with any having good character or great integrity. Like, that's really who you are. Because that means, on the flip side, it means you're only doing things because, you know, you might get caught. And that's just not the way to live life, man. I mean, you want to be the best version of yourself. You know, you want to be someone that is seen as a person that of character. Get what you're doing behind closed doors, when you think no one's watching and no one's looking and that you won't ever get caught, get that in check. Because the right thing is always the right thing. Whether it's for accolades and whether you'll ever get caught. Okay? Now, I truly believe that it's about being a hero is about being someone who lifts up others. It makes the world a better place. So whether you're at work, at home, out in your community, strive to be a hero in everything that you do. Not just for a moment, not just for a day, okay? But try to do your best to live your life as that person. Now, if you're struggling with that, listen, that'd be a great time to pray and ask God to help you through some situations, help you with some things that you just may be struggling with. We're all a work in progress. And it's okay, but the thing is that we got to be striving to get to the place or striving to get to the mark that we become a better person and we become better not only for ourselves, but for other people. Okay, you got to remember that, we want to get to the place where we become allies versus just competitors. This is a very important step in fostering positive relationships and building a stronger sense of community. So if we're always competing with ourselves, when do we ever come together and help complete one another? I mean, we have to begin to really shift our mindset to become an ally, to become a friend, to become a supporter of our fellow brother. So here are some things that we can do. One thing we can do is that we got to be able to reframe competition. We don't want to kill competition altogether because we need to be competitive, right? But we got to be able to reframe competition. So rather than viewing other men as competitors, reframe your thinking to seeing them as allies. Remember that everyone has their own unique strengths and weaknesses, okay? And by working together, we can complement each other's skills and achieve greater things. Like, I'm not great at everything. Now, there's certain aspects that God has really gifted me in. When it comes to coaching and being able to help people become the best version of themselves spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, relationally, environmentally, right? In different aspects and putting things together and encouraging people. Like, those are some of the strengths that I have. Now, at the same time, I have some weaknesses, right? But we come together to be able to support each other and finding ways to complete each other. Another one is that you want to be able to practice empathy. And empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. By practicing empathy, you can better understand other men's perspectives and experiences. This can help you relate to them on a deeper level and build stronger relationships. So if we're trying to be a friend, an ally, right? We have to do our best to try to understand each other and understand that we're all different. Understand that we have different cultural backgrounds and different, things of influence that have brought us to the place we are. Another thing is that we want to be a good listener. So when you listen actively to others, you can understand their perspectives, not just understand them, but also learn from them. And this can help you identify areas of common ground and work together towards shared goals. This is so huge because if we are going to come together, there's going to have to be something that we're going to strive to accomplish together. Okay? Another one is that we got to be able to celebrate others' successes. Rather than feeling threatened by other men's successes, celebrate them, cheer them on, recognize their achievements, recognize their achievements, and then offer genuine praise. This can help build a sense of camaraderie and encourage others to do the same for you. It's just like, can you be happy for me? When something great happens, right? Can I be happy for you? When you accomplish something, a milestone or something wonderful in your life. And that's can we be happy for each other? And that's huge. I don't understand why we wouldn't want to be in a position or be in a place where we're encouraging each other to be the best versions of each other, be the best versions of ourselves, right? Okay, so it's let's find ways, to celebrate other people's successes. And the last one I want to share is that we want to be able to collaborate on projects. Whether at work or in your personal life, seek out opportunities to collaborate with other men. By working together, you can learn from each other, share resources and skills, and achieve shared goals. Listen to me. I want you to remember that becoming an ally is an ongoing process that requires effort and willingness to learn and grow. It's not going to happen overnight. We got to be honest with ourselves. This is not something that just like a one-time thing. It doesn't work like that. But we do know by taking steps to shift our mindset and build positive relationships with other people, we can create a stronger and more supportive community, not only for ourselves, but listen, for everyone. For everyone. You want to lead the pack. You want to be the one that's out front. Start putting some of these things in practice. Reframe your competition. Practice empathy. Be a good listener. Celebrate others' successes and collaborate. And we got enough things that separate us, but can we come together? And in understanding that becoming an ally, like I said, is an ongoing process. And it requires consistent effort to build and maintain positive relationships with other people. This is not a quick fix. It's not a one and done type situation, right? It's all about building a relationship or relationships. That might be the better way to put it. All about building relationships. Okay. And so we have to understand that it's a continuous process, and building trust is going to be huge. Not only that, it's going to trust is one of those things where it takes time to build trust. It does, but you got to be willing to build it, because trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. In building, it just takes time. It requires consistent effort to show up, be reliable, and follow through on commitments, right? If you're the person that always says you're going to do something and never follows through, well, how are we supposed to trust you? If you never do anything that you said you're going to do, like that doesn't help us at all. All right. So another thing of building trust is that it also requires being vulnerable and showing others that you're willing to listen and learn. So if you come in with all the answers and you're the one that believes that, oh, I'm the man, I'm the this, I'm the that, you know what I mean? Well, that doesn't help us. I mean, there's nobody that knows it all. No one has all the answers. Okay, so we all need each other. If we're going to be an ally, it's an ongoing process, and we're going to have to work on building these positive relationships. Another thing is that people and circumstances change. And we're constantly changing. Okay? Which means that your relationship with others may also change. So to be an effective ally, you need to be adaptable and willing to adjust your approach as needed. Like, listen, this may require checking in with others, being open to feedback, and being willing to make adjustments based on the changing circumstances. We're evolving. We're changing all the time. So we want to make sure that we're not just doing things that are no longer effective, that they're working for each other, and be willing to make those adjustments along the way. Another thing is that if you're trying to become an ally, is that learning itself is a lifelong process. No matter how much you know, listen to me, no matter how much you believe you know, no matter how many degrees you have, no matter how much experience that you believe that you have accomplished and acquired over the years, okay? All right? Understand that there's still the ability to learn and to grow. Listen, we still have to grow. We still have to get better. Okay? So to be an effective ally, you need to be willing to learn, listen, and grow. And you're going to hear me say that a lot because it's something that we need to understand. Like, this may require seeking out new perspectives, challenging your own assumptions and biases, and being open to feedback and constructive criticism. Just because someone agrees with you, just because someone disagrees with you and may have a different perspective, right? It may be something that can actually help you grow and develop, right? Okay. But we'll get more into that later. Another one is that issues of equality and justice are very, very complex. So when it comes down to addressing areas or issues of equality and justice, it's very complex and it's an ongoing process. So to be an effective ally, you need to be willing to do and stay engaged over the long term. So this may require educating yourself, taking action to address issues of inequality and injustice, and advocating for change. So becoming an ally, listen to me. We understand it's an ongoing process because it requires ongoing effort, it requires ongoing engagement, and it requires ongoing learning. And if we cap it off as it being some kind of one-time event, we'll miss the point that it's supposed to be a journey that requires consistent action and reflection. Okay, so we got to get better. If we're really trying to become our best self, if we're really trying to become better men, and we're really trying to become better people, so that we can be encouraging to each other and being reliable, being humble and over the top with our gift or service. Listen, there's gonna be some steps that we're gonna have to take in order to become a better version of ourselves. Because the goal is, like, can I be my best self? Not just simply for me, but to help out other people. I mean, it's so important that we get to the place where we're encouraging people to become the best versions of themselves, like all the time, right? So I think we're going to be okay, but we're going to have to put some major things in place so that we're constantly working to become a hero. We're constantly working to be humble, encouraging, reliable, and over the top with our gift or service. I know it seems like It's a lot. I understand that it may be challenging and all those things, but listen, for some reason, I understand that Avengers have gotten it right. They have figured it out, you know. And so let's just use that example for a second. So the Avengers is a great example of how, you know, how to take the hero mindset or the hero way of living and putting it into place. So with the hero living like a hero, based on the terms I just explained, and an allyship, right? It can lead to a stronger team of individuals. So it's interesting how when it goes to the Avengers, that each member of the team has unique strengths, abilities, but they also have their own weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Okay, so however, by working together and supporting each other, they were able to achieve their goals and save the world. Yes, right. Save the world from threats that are too big for any one of them to handle alone. Okay, so we've come together. You know, a lot of people have come together, but you know, we have to see the bigger picture here. It's not just about you. It's about what can you contribute. So in the Avengers, we see examples of humility, encouragement, reliability, and generosity. So for example, all right, let's take Captain America, right? Captain America exhibits humility by acknowledging his limitations and asking for help when he needs it. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, offers encouragement to his teammates, pushing them to be their best selves and offering support when they need it. Black Widow shows reliability by consistently following through on her commitments and always having the team's back. Thor, he exhibits generosity by sharing his power and resources with his teammates and putting the greater good above his own interest. The Avengers, man, also embody the principles of being an ally by working together, recognizing each other's strengths and contributions, supporting each other through every challenge that they ever encounter. You know what? They found a way, and they recognize that they are stronger together than they are alone. And we need to get that principle. You're stronger. We are stronger together than we are alone. Yeah, you might have great gifts, right? And you might be able to do some wonderful things on your own. And you might have done you might have done some major things on your own. Congratulations. Thank you. We appreciate all your accolades and all the things that you have contributed. And that's wonderful. But we're stronger together. You know, they work to build a sense of community and belonging within the team. You know, they embody the principles of working together. And this is huge. They support each other through their challenges, right? So the sense of community and allowing everybody to find their thing where they can figure out where they fit within the team. In the end, the Avengers demonstrate that the following principles of a hero mindset and allyship can lead to a stronger, more successful team. By embracing these values, you know, they are able to accomplish incredible things and overcome challenges that will be insurmountable for any one person to achieve alone. So we got to understand that if we're going to be this ally, right, that we're going to try to be this person that's going to be better for everybody else, We got to understand that as we develop as men, that it's an ongoing process. It's not something that starts and then it ends and boom, I'm the man. No, 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 no. Listen, building self-awareness, acquiring new knowledge and skills, and cultivating personal qualities and values that will allow you to make a positive impact on the world around you. So we want to continue to develop. You might be thinking like, I'm already the man. Listen, you need to continue to develop. You're part of the problem. If that's your mindset, you are part of the problem, because you believe that you've arrived and your thought process is fixed. You're part of the issue of why, we're not able to grow like we need to. So what I need you to do, okay, is that we need to start I got a few key concepts that I want you to put in place that's going to help you develop these ongoing skills of acquiring new knowledge, cultivating personal qualities and values that will allow you to make a positive impact on not only the community, but the entire world that's around you. So here are a few things that's going to help you develop as a man. And I want you to be open just for a second here of learning some more things and learning something new, because if we could do these things, we're going to become better. One of the things that we can do is we can build self-awareness. And self-awareness is the foundation for any personal growth and development. And this is how you can do it. You can start by taking time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You can also seek feedback from trusted friends and mentors to gain better understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. See, I truly believe that everybody should have a coach. Everybody should have a coach that, one, can pray for them, two, can actually guide them in multiple areas of their life, and another thing is hold them accountable so that they continue to grow and develop. Number 2, pursue education and learning. Invest your personal and professional development, in your own personal, development by pursuing education and learning opportunities that align with your interest and goals, right? So this can include formal education, online courses, workshops, or other training programs, okay? So if you're into wanting to become a life coach, well, take the necessarily classes and certifications and things that you needed so you can be better service for other people, okay? 3, I want you to develop skills. Listen to me. Identify skills that are relevant to your personal and professional goals, and work to develop those skills through practice, feedback, and continuous learning. Please stop shutting off your learning. Please stop shutting off your growth and your development, because we need you, and we need you at your best. So continue to grow and develop, okay? Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, because the world around us and everything else is growing. So we need you to continue in your growth process so that you can be better for someone else. And so that when we come together, you'll be able to exhibit some great things, and so that we can be better together. Number 4, cultivate personal qualities and values. Now listen, consider the kind of man you want to be and the values you want to embody. Some qualities to consider might be including empathy, compassion, integrity, resilience, and a growth mindset. That's right. You are going to have to grow and develop into the person that you ultimately want to be. It's an ongoing process. It's not something that you accomplish and then it ends. You have to continue to allow yourself to grow and allow yourself to get better in multiple areas of your life. And this is how this works. as soon as you cap off your learning, you pretty much cease to, I don't want to say exist, but you pretty much like cease to become your best self. Okay. So another thing is that, and the last one is that I want you to seek out mentorship and community. Listen, find mentors and role models who embody the qualities and values you aspire to. Surround yourself with a community of people who support and challenge you to grow and develop. If you're surrounded by people that just agree with everything that you say and everything that you do and don't hold you accountable for anything, well, you may not grow. I mean, you can literally be in a group of people and they may all be doing well. But if no one is challenging anybody else and supporting them as they try to grow and develop, how are you going to grow and develop? How are you going to be a better person? Because when you get better, everybody else gets better. Because what you are, attributing to the group makes the group is better because you're adding more to the table. So by committing to ongoing growth and development, you have something valuable to bring to the table as a man. This may include skills, knowledge, and personal qualities that can make a positive impact on the world around you. And it can also help build a stronger relationship and increase your sense of purpose and fulfillment. So listen, I'm not going to take up any more of your time here, but we want to make sure that we are getting to the place where we're operating with the mindset of being a hero. Humble, encouraging, reliable, and over the top with your gift or your service. We want to make sure that we are in a place where we're not competing with each other, but we're finding ways to complete each other and to be an ally and understanding that the Avengers got it right. And we need to bring all of our gifts and all of our skills and everything that we've accomplished kind of to the table so that we can help each other out. And understanding that even those things that we bring can evolve over time. And we want to make sure that we're growing and we're developing and that we can continue to support each other in this game called life. And that understand that be the one that kind of breaks the mold and be someone that lives, in manhood beyond the stereotypes of just being strong and having an emotionless. Be a man of character. Be a man of integrity. Be a man of God. And watch great things happen. So I just want to encourage you to be the best you in everything you do, every day and in every way. I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to this. If you found it valuable, please like it, share it, and make sure that the word gets out because we're all in a place where we're trying to become better. And sometimes we get put into these categories that really aren't about who we actually are. So if we don't break the mold and begin to live in a place of great integrity with the hero mindset, that's the where we want to go. That's what we need to do. So I'm here for you. Hopefully you'll be here for me. So much love to you. Until next time, this is Coach Joe, aka Jotivation, and I will talk and see you soon. Much love to you. Peace.